I think you're excited for this last segment. I think you're
Yeah.
pretty stoked for this.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you called it. You predicted it.
Yeah.
I guess that foreshadowing worked. It was like a book where sometimes you're guessing what's gonna happen, and then you guess right.
Yeah, when the book directly tells you something that could happen, then
Yeah.
you guess that it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so you remember how we had a conversation about Mr. Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most gangster name of all hip hop history.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, Mr. Van Winkle, I think proved my biases correct in one occasion.
Okay.
And I will prove to you that he is a bad person.
Okay.
By the end of this segment, you will agree with me that Mr. Rob Van Winkle, aka Vanilla Ice, is a bad person.
What if I'm just like the biggest Vanilla Ice fan and you're ruining my childhood right now? Because I spent my whole childhood
Then
listening
happy
to Ice Ice
motherfucking
Baby
birthday,
and
dog.
Go Ninja Go Ninja Go. Those were my favorite songs and I played them on repeat all the time. And now
Well,
you're just ruining my entire fucking...
Well, then you're gonna be listening to the music of a landlord.
AC/DC?
Is AC/DC landlords?
I don't know. I feel like a landlord would listen to AC/DC probably.
Oh no, the music made by a landlord.
Oh, music made by a landlord.
Yeah. I'm thirsty. Do you have a drink? I forgot my water bottle. Do you have like a
Yeah.
water cup?
Yeah. You can grab a water bottle from the
Okay.
fridge if you want.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those. You got to keep vamping.
I'll keep vamping. So, I don't know what this guy's talking about. Vanilla Ice is the coolest dude in the world. He's Ice. Ice Baby. Like, the dude is fucking... He's got that fucking hair, you know? Well, he did. Doesn't anymore.
You actually performed at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago for...
Hell yeah.
Was it the celebration for his election or something?
No,
what was it?
I played for it was a party. It was a Christmas party. It was a Christmas party. Played for a holiday party.
New Year's Eve party.
New Year's party. Sorry.
New Year's Eve party.
New Year's. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
played for New Year's.
that
He's
him
a
and
legend,
Jay
bro.
shot that music
Trump?
video. It looks
Forget
like.
about the presidency.
Really?
Probably.
First of all, I
If
don't
this is
vote.
his
I don't care
house,
about politics.
it looks
Never have. Never
similar,
registered.
like
Have
same
no
vibe
opinion about
anyway.
anything. Have no. I have fans on both sides of all that, and I would never alienate them. And I just look at it like, you guys get caught up in that mess. You go sit in your voting line. They don't pay you. They don't pay you to go form an opinion about that guy or this guy. But yet you fall victim to all of it, right? Like, turn the news channel off. Go to Florida. This is why Florida exists. We have palm trees and pina coladas while you're sitting in your voting line, watching your news channel going, I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden. I don't like what's going on in my life. You're 50-something, right? Like me?
50.
So we've lived through dozens of presidents, man.
Yes.
Ain't nothing ever changed. Why would you fall victim to the propaganda, to the opinion forming? They don't pay you a penny. Now let's look at the end of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You have a list. What did I spend all this time on?
Who did I vote
Let's
for?
calculate all of it together and put it in a circle graph. And then you'll see that the graph that you thought was an hour on TV here one night, 2 hours on TV, watching the news or the debate, or standing in a voting line. And then you'll go, how much did they pay me for any of that? Zero. How much money could I have made with all that time? A lot. How many pina coladas and beer and good times could have I been having instead of sitting in a voting line or having an opinion or a conversation just about Trump for 2 hours with my grandma or something?
Yeah.
Try me. Watch what I do. I've become an expert at changing opinions and different things and the whole topic. I'm just like, listen, you got to understand that you're falling victim. Don't be the sheep. If everyone jumps off the freaking cliff, are you going to jump off it too? Of course you're going to say no, but you're all being sheep. Wisdom is a thing that we all need, and Generation X knows it more than anybody on the planet. And I feel sorry for the kids growing up in this world today, playing Fortnite and shit. That's not reality. Let's get real, man. Reality is what you and I are doing right now. We're talking in person, public, and seeing each other, not through a computer screen.
Mhm.
We are the last living generation that'll ever know what it's like to live without a computer. That'll never happen again. We are the last living
No,
ones.
that's true. No, everyone's growing up with computers now. Everyone's growing up with cell phones.
Cyber world is not
Yeah.
real.
Little kids have iPhone watches now. It starts early.
Exactly my point, man.
Yes.
It's all basically set up for you to be a sheep. It's you know what I call it? The carrot and the rabbit technique. They
Mhm.
all the people who are using it, whether they're Freemasons, politicians, whoever they are, news channels, everybody has a carrot and a freaking, and they're reeling them in. And they're reeling, come this way with my carrot. Am I right? And everybody, we're all rabbits. Don't be a rabbit.
Don't be a rabbit.
Yeah. Is that enough to prove he's a bad person?
So explain why he's a bad person.
I don't know. He talked shit on video games.
He talked shit on video games.
That's one. We'll just add that to a list. That's one thing. Here, let's get you a list started. Yeah, I'll get you a list started. Oh, here, I got to make sure the font's pretty big for so the audience can see it.
I thought you were gonna show me something of him like saying something like racist or something. That's. I got to be honest. I was expecting something a lot more shocking.
Okay, that one thing wasn't enough, right?
I guess not.
But you still got to write down. I'll tell you the couple. We got to write down a couple things about this, right? So what we have to write down is he hates video games. You got to put
Okay.
that. Vanilla Ice hates video games. He just said so right there. You heard him say
Wait.
he was blaming Fortnite for all this
Vanilla-
shit. Hates video games.
Hates video games.
Yep.
Yeah.
He would rather you be out in the real world. So that's one thing. So, but that's not enough to say he's a bad person.
I think it's a bad take. I don't
Okay.
think that makes you a bad person.
Okay. Well, the thing he was responding to in this was him going to Trump's birthday party. So we should probably just add that as a little fact. You should add went to Trump's 2023 birthday party.
Went to Trump's B-Day. Oh,
Okay. So we performed, maybe performed at, because he performed there. You know, we don't want to stretch the truth there.
I mean, he did go.
I mean, he wasn't hanging out with the guy. He was just performing music for him
Why
for
is
his entertainment.
This text does not need to be this big. What has happened? Jeez.
That's good enough. That's good.
Okay.
Okay. So but that's not enough, right? That's probably not enough for you. You're a pretty reasonable person. So how about we start to read this article? You know, he says he's apolitical. So, you know, I kind of looked up a little bit about him. I was looking up, you know, Vanilla Ice politics. Because, you know, he says he's apolitical, so I kind of wanted to see what was up. So, why don't you go ahead and start reading this article?
Okay.
Yeah.
A Florida real estate broker recruited rapper Vanilla Ice to pitch his friend Donald Trump Jr. a plan to build the Donald Trump Presidential Library on the site of a Palm Beach trailer park, the Palm Beach Post reports. Real estate broker James Arena hatched a plan to sell the 43-acre coastal town of Briny Breezes, which is made up entirely of a mobile home park, for $1 billion as the potential site of the Trump Presidential Library, according to the report. Arena told the Post that he recruited mutual friend Vanilla Ice to pitch it to the family. Vanilla Ice ran it by Donald Jr., Arena told the outlet. He called me back and said, man, I think they're really into it. Arena even pitched the plan at a residents' meeting on Thursday, where he said the town faces problems that residents simply cannot afford to fix. The town is also a corporation in which property owners have shares. A sale would require the approval of 67% of the town's shareholders. A previous 2007 bid by a different developer to buy the town for $510 million, which would have been distributed among residents, ultimately fell apart. Am I reading this whole thing?
No, that's enough.
Okay.
Okay, so wanted to destroy trailer park for Trump Museum. And just to say real quick, it talks about landholders, shareholders being landholders. Most people who live in a trailer park don't own the land. So
I need a space.
the idea, the cover in that the trailer park people would get money for that, it's just not true. The land would be sold out from under them. Okay. So, is that enough to call him a bad person?
That's. He's.
How do you feel about his claim that he's apolitical?
Does seem a little suspicious.
It's starting
It's a
to
little suspicious.
starting to feel a little weird
Little
that
bit.
he's calling like people who don't live in. Oh yeah, he said wants you to live in Florida. You got to put that. That's a
Okay.
fact.
Wants you to live in. Well, does he actually want you to live in Florida? Or
He
is
said
he, just
he said he
saying-
wants people to live in Florida.
I guess. Yeah,
He
okay.
explicitly said that.
Well, he didn't say, I want you to live in Florida. He was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is what we do in Florida.
No,
or
he
something
said
like
you
that.
should
Like,
live in Florida.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. But okay, either
I
way.
don't know. We'll see. We'll see how. Maybe listening back, I'll be wrong, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Maybe.
So okay, so that isn't enough. Is that enough to call him a bad person or not? Maybe we should probably
wants you
title
to live
this.
in Florida. that's the big one. I feel like this text is too big. Is it harder for you to see? Is that why it's so big?
Well, yeah, I have to control things from pretty big text because everything's tiny on my screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and it's funnier this way when the text is all janky. But you can center everything if you want. You can do Control A.
I mean, it's. I don't care.
Would it be better if it was centered?
I really don't care that much.
Okay. Okay, so this isn't enough to call him a bad person.
He's sus at this point.
Hates
I'm gonna
video
call him
games,
sus.
performed at Trump's birthday, wanted to destroy a trailer park for a Trump museum,
That's a,
wants you to live in Florida.
wants you to live in Florida is definitely sus.
It's pretty weird. Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida. I mean, he may claim he's apolitical, but we'll see a little bit more about this claim. Okay. How about you read this article?
Donald Trump, Vanilla Ice on hurricane watch as Matthew prepares to. Well, what the fuck?
Sorry.
Motherfucker.
You gotta exit out that. You gotta click off.
Donald Trump, Vanilla Ice on hurricane watch as Matthew prepares to batter Florida. I hate the way fucking
Yeah.
article titles are punctuated and shit. I don't understand what that means. What, Donald Trump and Vanilla Ice are on
Yeah.
hurricane watch?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you fucking say that?
I don't know.
Just put a little and symbol. It would be like one more character.
Maybe that's bad journalism. Maybe that's considered bad journalism.
Oh, well, this is fucking bad journalism because I don't understand what the fucking the headline is supposed to mean.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, come on, man. All right. Thousands are bracing for impact as Hurricane Matthew barrels toward the U.S., including presidential hopeful Donald Trump, whose landmark estate may be in harm's way. Mar-a-Lago, Trump's 20-acre private club, is directly in the path of Matthew, which has the potential to become a Category 5 storm by the time it hits Florida's east coast, authorities say. The palatial, is that it? Am I pronouncing that right? Palatial?
Yeah.
The palatial estate has withstood a number of hurricanes that have struck the property since its completion in 1927, in big part due to its steel and concrete infrastructure, as well as its 3-foot thick walls. This place will not move, Trump's former butler, Tony Senical, told the Palm Beach Post in 2005. That's why during a hurricane, you'll always see me here. If it goes, I'll go with it.
This hurricane is serious and coming right at me, Vanilla Ice tweeted. The rapper just returned to his home in Palm Beach after he was eliminated from Dancing with the Stars, but apparently he has no intention of evacuating. I'm going to ride out the storm. I'll keep you updated. The National Weather Service in Melbourne, it's probably Melbourne, Florida, huh? Because it's Melbourne in Australia, so it's probably pronounced right in America. Melbourne,
Yeah,
Florida.
I would say Melbourne.
Urged residents to leave the area, saying Matthew would likely be stronger than any other hurricane Florida has seen in recent years. Airborne debris lofted by extreme winds will be capable of breaching structures, unprotected windows, and vehicles. Effects such as these, ranging from the coast to well inland, have not been experienced in central Florida in decades. But the governor specifically got mad at Vanilla Ice. I thought it was in that article. But specifically gets mad at Vanilla Ice for tweeting that he was going to ride out the storm. And the governor was just like, do not listen to this. Go evacuate. Everybody needs to evacuate. So we don't really add much to that, except now we know he lives in Palm Beach. He's Trump's neighbor and he performs friend. And also, he hosted a TV show for 9 years. Did you know that?
Seems familiar.
Why don't you go ahead and start reading that article?
All right, let's get this fucking thing out of the way. Is there always something in the way?
I don't know.
Fuck, man. Every time I try to go to read, cat is like clawing at my begging me to pet.
She's a silly kitty. Silly kitty cat.
Really fucking bossy.
Little silly cat.
The strange, delightful appeal of the Vanilla Ice project, according to Vanilla Ice. This baller. Alright. Whoa. That was weird. Vanilla Ice has a palm tree problem. Who's this guy over here? Ice asks his crew as a car door slams. A man in a blue shirt and dark sunglasses introduces himself as Steve with Inspections. And he's here to give Ice some bad news. The tiny palms he just planted outside.
How about you start right here?
Go right here. Well, I don't fucking know, man.
Well, I know. I'm just. We got to paraphrase.
All right.
Here, just start right here. Read to here.
Okay. But it's the sort right there.
Yeah.
It's the sort of scene from the Vanilla Ice project, the rapper's DIY network show that just wrapped this 9th season that hooked me. There's just something so mind-numbingly entertaining about watching Vanilla Ice strap on a hard hat, take down some walls, and navigate the nuanced world of homeowners association bylaws. Sure, in many ways, the Vanilla Ice project largely fills the same niche as other home improvement shows, but it's the little touches, like palm tree drama and his fantastically goofy catchphrases, that make it unlike anything else on TV.
Okay. So you got to put hosts a home improvement show. You got to put hosts a home improvement show on your list. So he went to Trump's in 2023, but he also went to Trump's Mar-a-Lago party in 2021, performed at it too. Why don't you go ahead and read that puppy?
Oh man, you have me do all this reading.
Here, I'll read it. Vanilla Ice performed for a mask-free crowd at Mar-a-Lago New Year's party that Trump and Melania skipped. Vanilla Ice, who is best known for his 1989 Ice Ice Baby, performed at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party. So this is the same party that he performed at this last year in 2023. It's the same thing. The president and the first lady changed their plans on short notice to abandon the Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve event. The event appeared to go on with scores of attendees, including Trump's son, who shared a public Facebook post calling Vanilla Ice's performance amazing. Trump Jr.'s video praising the rapper prompted a wave of responses, mocking and criticizing the seemingly mask-free event, which also appeared to have a performance from the Beach Boys co-founder Mike Lowe. Okay, so I think at this point we could establish that he's Donald Trump Jr.'s friend.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, it seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, so you got to put friends with Trump Jr. So blah blah blah, Vanilla Ice with Vanilla Ice. Okay, so there was that time in 2004 when Ice's pet kangaroo, Bucky Buckaroo, got loose in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I have all kinds of animals, including a lynx named Chinks. Ice told NASCAR Illustrated when asked about Bucky Buckaroo. There was a major theatrical debut in 2011. So we got to put on this list smuggles exotic animals. Because isn't that unethical to you? Don't you consider that unethical?
So what did he do again?
He smuggles animals. He has a kangaroo in his house, and he has a lynx, and he says he has all kinds of animals. So it's clear proof that he has exotic animals in his house. That's unethical, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
You're
of
not
that
a fan
at
of
all.
that, right?
Yeah, no.
Especially like because a pro animal rights guy would consider keeping animals that aren't supposed to live together direct abuse before bringing them into their normal
I think there are
environment.
circumstances where maybe it isn't. If you're somebody who is caring for an animal that not by fucking stealing it off fucking out of the wild, obviously, but like you somehow get a hold of this animal that needs, like can't go out in the wild. It does happen, I guess, like with people who like run sanctuaries and shit. I could see keeping one like at home or something like that. But like, yeah, those are rare circumstances.
Even beyond his home Reno projects, Vanilla Ice presence is part of Palm Beach County. So much so that Wellington, Florida Chamber of Commerce named Vanilla Ice 2014's Outstanding Citizen of the Year in a sold-out event. There's a good. There's the good. What does that even mean? He's appeared at.
There's the good. There's the good and the bad. There's the good.
Oh, there's the good. He's appeared at area tourism trading shows, emerging from offstage in the rendition of Ice Ice Baby with the Palm Beach Symphony and Ballet Palm Beach. I don't know if that's a good. He helped a Florida couple make a fitting baby announcement. Vanilla Ice told ABC affiliate, "We are bringing more Ice Ice babies into the world."
Oh my god, so good.
So you got to put on the list that he's proud of Ice Ice Baby. I think we've established that at this point.
Well, I've heard for a long time he was like he hated it.
Well, it
He
doesn't sound like
just
it
in
anymore.
recent years has begun embracing it.
Yeah.
But what am I putting?
Proud of Ice Ice Baby.
I would just put that he's cringe.
Yeah, you should put is cringe in parentheses afterwards.
Is cringe.
Well, maybe just cringe. I don't know. It won't fit either way. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. So, is he a bad person yet? That probably still isn't enough to prove he's a bad person, right? Well, don't worry because there's more.
I don't like calling people bad people when they do things I don't like. If
Okay.
you know what I mean, like.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. Well, maybe
it seems like you're saving the spicy stuff for last.
Well,
so.
It seems like the only way we could judge whether people are good people or bad people is by the things that they do and the people they are. So otherwise, like, there's no point for the term, right? There's no, like, I don't think evil exists. Like there's like people who cause harm and people who don't, right? So I don't believe there's like a supernatural aspect to that, and so we could we give him the benefit of the doubt so far. Maybe he doesn't cause that much harm. Maybe he's a lot better in his personal life. And there's the bad. Vanilla Ice faced charges for allegedly stealing $6,000 worth of furniture, bicycles, and other goods from a vacant house in 2015. According to ABC, Ice accepted a plea deal, and the charges were dropped in exchange for 100 hours of volunteer work for Habitat for Humanity. I'm going to do what I do anyway. This is an easy thing. It's like asking the Pope to pray. He pleaded. Okay, so before we move on, we gotta add to the list. You gotta add to the list. He burglarized the house.
Burglarized. It was a vacant house, right? Isn't that what it said?
Yeah.
I think that's important because it's not like he walked in there with a gun and there were people in there or something. Burglarized vacant house. Not a very good thing to do, though. Don't get me wrong. Especially when you're somebody as rich as him.
Yeah, he had a famous show at this point in time. He was just robbing that place for fun. But not only did he have a house, he also is a landlord. The reason why he got popular with his show is because he was selling houses in the first place. And so we should probably put that on here too. He is a landlord.
Is a landlord. Put that in all caps.
Okay. Back to the other thing. It's like asking the Pope to pray when asked about the community service he had to do. He pleaded no contest to a domestic violence misdemeanor in 2001 and was sentenced to 1 year's probation, according to the Palm Beach Post. So, domestic violence, that's weird. What do you think happened?
I don't know. Could be anything from something serious to just like bullshit that cops got called over.
Well, how about you read that story?
Get this thing out of the fucking way. What the fuck? Get out of here. What is happening?
I don't know what that is.
Fuck off.
Scroll down.
Can't.
Okay.
Every time I go to read some.
Refresh it.
Shit, let me read. I guess I gotta read that title out loud. Vanilla Ice out of jail after arrest for battery. Vanilla Ice was released from jail Friday following his arrest on a charge of simple battery for allegedly pushing his wife. The 39-year-old rap performer was arrested Thursday night at the couple's Wellington home in South Florida. Police said his wife called 911 saying he had kicked and hit her during an argument over buying a bedroom set. She later told deputies he had only pushed her. Wait, what the fuck?
That's enough. That's
Okay.
probably enough.
Yeah, it just like cuts off right there, all weird.
So, and he pleaded no contest to that. She changed her story to it being a push, but we know what fucking happened. He hit his wife. So you need to put on there that he hit his wife. This is an objective fact. This is a fact of nature. Vanilla Ice hit his wife at least once.
His
You know?
wife.
At least once. Oh, and you need to update. He went to Trump's birthday party and changed it to twice. I guess it's not his birthday, it's his New Year's party. So Trump's New Year's party twice.
I'll just put party. Party twice. All right.
See, we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
So is he a bad person? Yeah.
It's a pretty bad thing to do.
You think you think his hit TV show makes up for it?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
And Ice Ice Baby.
What about the okay. So let's look at this again. So that's the first time he hit his wife. Wait, what's this? A 2008 domestic battery charge? What's that? It was dropped. Well, gee golly gosh. I wonder if I have a link for that one too. Oh, I do. Oh. Why does it say that?
Did you read all of these articles? Like all the way through?
Not all the way through. I skim over them
Okay.
for the important parts. Because we're trying to get big facts here. The big fact is he hit his wife. Twice, at least. Confirmed. Bad enough to where she called the cops on him. But, let's look at this.
Right. Getting all these fucking things off the screen again.
Yeah, now it's full of ads because we had to
Yeah.
get rid of the ad blocker.
Ridiculous. All right. Vanilla Ice busted for domestic abuse. Night in jail for Vanilla Ice after fight with wife. What the fuck? Fuck off. All right. Vanilla Ice, who ruled the charts in 1990 with his 15 million selling single Ice Ice Baby, found himself on ice in a Florida jail Wednesday night. Police were summoned after the musician, born Robert Van Winkle, allegedly struck his wife, Laura, as the couple drove on Interstate 595 in the town of Davie, according to Broward County Police. Ice denied striking his wife, telling police that he had placed his hand over her mouth to shut her up, according to a police report. That's a lot better.
It's not funny. We're laughing because it's awful.
I'm laughing because that's his. Like, no, I didn't hit her.
I just put my mouth on her, my hand on her mouth to shut her up, to keep her from screaming.
However, he did admit to ripping out some of her hair.
And then I pulled out some of her hair.
But insisted he did so to prevent her from jumping out the truck's window. According to the Associated Press, his wife told quite a different story, claiming that she feared her husband. The incident was witnessed by the couple's 2 children. The rapper was arrested at the scene, taken into custody, and released on Thursday on $3,500 bail.
So you should probably upgrade that thing to he abuses his wife in front of his children. Abused his wife in front of his children.
Abused wife in front of children. Okay.
I don't know. How do you feel about him?
Oh man, the story he gave the cops is already pretty awful.
Yeah.
And they said that his wife told a very different story.
Yeah. It's so fucked up.
Okay, I'm not laughing.
So let's go through the list real quick.
Shit, okay. Alright. What? Oh, the fuck did... Man, this computer is janky. Alright. Alright, so... Is Vanilla Ice a bad person? He hates video games. It's like it's just a bad take. Performed at Trump's party twice.
He's definitely not
Hanging-
apolitical.
Hanging out with Trump. I find it interesting. People so close to Trump would so publicly say like, "Y'all are fucking stupid for voting."
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that sounds
Because
a
he
lot.
just wants his people. He wants his people to be complacent, or pro-Trump because he's pro-Trump. Because he doesn't say it out loud on pro-Trump, but he fucking hangs out with the guy,
Wanted to destroy trailer park for Trump museum. Wants you to live in Florida. Florida? Hosts home improvement show. So he's like the next Tim Allen. Friends with Trump Jr. I feel like that should be further up the with the other Trump thing.
Yeah, probably.
Hoards exotic animals. Not a very nice thing to do, buddy. But some people may not know better, you know.
I don't know. Some people might do it responsibly too.
Yeah,
They're
exactly. And they
saving
may
them,
not
but
see
I have a
anything
feeling.
unethical.
I have a feeling Vanilla Ice is probably not doing it ethically. I don't know. Not hoarding animals ethically. I would probably guess that.
Proud of Ice Ice Baby and is cringe about it. That's got to be the worst one. Burglarized vacant house.
That's pretty crazy for someone of his
Yeah.
wealth.
Yeah, and then you get
He stole
just get busted for
$6,000 worth of shit. He just
Like-
did that to steal from someone.
it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the hood in him, I guess. I didn't realize he was like that.
I don't think
realize
he's
he was
very
from the
hood.
streets.
I don't think he's from the streets.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. He probably never did that until he became rich.
Yeah, he's a LARPer.
Is a landlord. So we've all had landlords. Some of them are kind of cool, maybe, but
Maybe because I think we fucked up by making abused wife in front of children different from the first hitting his wife.
no, I replaced hit his wife.
Yeah, I know, but we should probably just add kicked his wife because he kicked her in the first story, and we just want to be true to the story, Kicked his
Kick-
wife on a different. Kicked his wife.
kicked his wife.
That's all we know for sure. We don't really know what else he did. We know for sure that he pulled out her hair and
Well, that was the one in
Uh,
front of the children.
yeah, I
wasn't
know. Yeah, we're not adding more. I'm just saying
it? Yeah.
he pulled out her hair and held his hand over her mouth, and
And that's what he
telling her
told
to
the
shut up
cops.
while he was driving. Um,
Like,
but it was just for her own safety. So, according to him.
well, let's play devil's advocate. Maybe she was being psychotic, and that's how he reacted.
What about the time he pled no contest to a battery charge for kicking his wife?
Yeah. This ad is just insane. Vanilla Ice's ex-wife claimed he left her penniless while making a fortune from Ice Ice Baby. Vanilla Ice's hit song Ice Ice Baby continues to make him wealthy. Despite his wealth, Vanilla Ice's ex-wife claimed she was cut off financially. During their divorce proceedings, the court ruled that Vanilla Ice had to pay his ex-wife temporary support. During the early 90s, Vanilla Ice took the music world by storm thanks to his song Ice Ice Baby. While Vanilla Ice isn't as rich as a one-hit wonder artist who is still worth more than $60 million, the rapper still has a large fortune to enjoy. Years after Vanilla Ice became world famous, he got married. However, it turns out that lasting wedded bliss wasn't meant to be for the former couple. After Vanilla Ice's marriage ended, his ex-wife spoke out about being locked out of the money he made from his hit song.
Okay, my turn. Why did Vanilla Ice's wife speak out about him? In 1997, Vanilla Ice and a woman named Laura Gerriata walked down the aisle together. In the years that followed, the couple welcomed 2 children into the world. Blah, blah, blah. A little bit less than a decade after the couple were wed. I think it's very funny how this leaves out the 2 domestic abuse things. It's like they got married in 1997. And then in 10 years later, they got a divorce. 19 years later, they got a divorce. During the process of working out that agreement, a lot of interesting information came to light. Since the media can petition the court to see the legal filings that are a part of the process, it is common for celebrity divorces to be very revealing. In 2018, the Daily Mail was able to obtain court documents that revealed a lot about Vanilla Ice's finances. According to the Daily Mail report, the famous rapper's hit song Ice Ice Baby was still making him rich. 28 years after the release of his chart-topping single Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice is still pulling more than $800,000 a year and sits on a fortune of close to $9 million, according to newly released divorce documents. Later in the same article, the Daily Mail revealed more details about Vanilla Ice's finances at the time. In addition to the money Vanilla Ice had coming in at a time, he also had a lot of assets. He had liquid assets, mostly cash, and $3 million, and 15 properties, 8 vehicles, a boat, and other assets worth a total of $5 million. Despite all this, the wife claimed she had been cut off financially. In court filings, she claimed that Vanilla Ice stopped paying her support for roughly a year, which left her in a bad financial position. The Daily Mail's report detailed her financial picture at the time. She claimed it left her with no income other than $631 a month from renters and property inherited from family. And the court documents show Ice's former love has used most of $125,000 in savings to stay afloat financially. She has accumulated $26,000 in credit card debts while waiting for her next payment from the rapper. At the time of the Daily Mail's report, Vanilla Ice and her were still working out details of the divorce. Now, mind you, this is a lady that lived with him for 19 years. She didn't have a job. She didn't have anything set up in her life, and was divorced by the person who supported her and had she had all the kids and took care of all that labor. So we really have to keep that in mind now. Do you think Vanilla Ice is a bad person?
Is this all we have now? Is it, or is there more?
No, that's the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, he's starting to not sound like the nicest guy to his wife, for sure. Wives, I guess.
No, just same lady.
Or all the same lady?
All the same lady.
Okay.
Incredibly abusive towards her, it seems. From all the sources and articles.
Yeah, and it's something that's pretty common with rappers, actually. And it's
Is them
pretty
hitting
sad.
women?
Yeah, it comes out a lot. There's a lot of the allegations come out a lot.
Right? That does seem to be a common thing. But I mean, I don't think Vanilla Ice counts as that. I think Vanilla Ice is more like
a rapper.
Yeah, I don't think he counts as a rapper, actually. I think he just counts as like a rich white guy. You know, at
Yeah,
this
for the
point.
most part, yeah. But
I don't know, maybe some of his raps were actually sick.
I mean, he had a song with ICP.
I don't know how sick that was, how dope it was.
It was with ICP, bro. It's got to be sick. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's like all I really had planned for the episode. Did you think Vanilla Ice is a bad person though? I need you to say it. I need to hear you say it.
How long ago was this abuse, by the way?
Well, he first kicked her in 2001.
2001.
And then he tore out her hair and held down her mouth in 2008. And then he did all of this in 2017.
With the like alimony.
The alimony thing.
Yeah.
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 Seems
So,
like a pattern.
Yeah, it seems like a
he
pattern.
never was
Because
repentant about it.
sometimes people are abusive and they change.
Yeah, that's
it happens.
true. I
And
believe in that.
I don't think it's fair to
Yeah.
hold that
I
against
believe in
people.
reformation.
Yeah.
I truly do.
It happens.
But I think some people just get away with shit too. I don't think,
and
I
that
don't
happens.
think those are the things for reformers.
That also happens. It sounds like it does sound like there's a pattern here of some pretty shitty behavior on his part. I would say he doesn't sound like the greatest person.
Yeah. Do about the zeros. How do you feel about all this dirt I dug up on him to show you that I was right, to show that he was a bad guy?
I
Because
feel like
I think this is directly connected to him being like apolitical and being like a secret Republican, is the fact that he like beats his wife.
Do you think
I
that's
think those two
directly related?
Yeah, because he isn't honest about who he is.
I wouldn't say that's directly related.
I
I would
think
just say it's
it's
all a part of his shitty behavior. Like, I don't see how that's directly related at all.
I think it's direct.
Like this dude beats his wife, so obviously he's secretly a Republican. Like, it sounds a little crazy, I just gotta say. But him being close friends with Trump Jr. and performing at the parties, that makes it seem like he's probably secretly Republican more than him.
Well,
beating
what about
his wife.
him? How do you feel about him lying and calling people sheep and saying that he actually isn't that interested in politics when he clearly
I don't
is?
think he's lying about that. I mean, that's do you think he doesn't think people are sheep for voting? Like, I mean, I felt like he actually meant that.
No, I think he thinks people are sheep for trying to get what they want from the government instead of grinding it for themselves because he's a Republican. I think he thinks that people who like I think it's specifically an attack towards poor people.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like we watched
people don't want to like work on anything anymore or be in the real world, you know. And it just kind of sounds
Okay,
like
but that was like I feel like that was
he's
a
like
whole.
doing hustle culture like 5 or 6 years after it came out now, and he's like being real weird about it, but it comes across as weird and unspecific.
I felt like that wasn't directly connected to his statements about voting and stuff like that. Like he was like,
Yeah, because he doesn't want poor people to vote. He thinks they're sheep. He dehumanizes them. Because he's not he's clearly friends with these like pretty partisan figures, and not friends with like does he have a comparable friendship on the left, you know?
maybe. I mean, we should look into that before. I mean,
I don't
did
know.
you look into that?
Well, I don't think so.
But did you look into it?
No.
I mean, we should. I mean, maybe.
I think
He seems to have a lot of friends in high places in general. He's close friends with Violent J, which isn't necessarily high profile, but I'm just saying he has a lot of celebrity
well, and I
friends.
think the thing with Violent
Like-
J is specifically because Violent J is apolitical and Vanilla Ice claims to be apolitical.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been friends for a long time
Yeah.
now. So, I mean, Violent J's been talking about Vanilla Ice.
But I
like
wouldn't
he's
doubt
his
if
bud since
a
the
lot of
early
Violent
2000s.
J's politics were shitty and he just thinks he's apolitical, you know?
Maybe, but I mean, either way, like, I don't know. I'm just saying he might just be friends with a lot of people, and the Trumps happen to be some of them.
Well, how
that
do you
might
feel
not be part of
about
his
how do you feel
politics.
about the because it would naturally like skew right for people who think that like their wives are like some type of property of theirs, which is like a usually like that's like a belief that like skews like right wing or conservative Christian. You know?
I feel like that's a
and their
pretty
children.
extreme on that end. Like that's.
I
like,
don't really know about that. People
well-
are like really like a lot of like anti-school movements are because parents are very like controlling over their kids and believe their kids are their property and they should like limit like their interactions and shit like that, you know?
I mean, I don't know. When I was growing up, my dad definitely made me feel like I was a piece of property a lot of the time. But I don't know that that's the norm necessarily in like conservative households. But I didn't see the same towards my mom at all growing up.
But I think your mom is pretty apolitical. Like I don't think she really worries about that kind of stuff. I don't know.
I mean, she just kind of follows what my dad does.
Yeah,
She's pro Trump.
Yeah. But then that comes back to our discussion about like this proves without a doubt about the like power thing I was talking about, because he's still way more famous than I thought. Like I thought he wasn't like that relevant, but I mean he had a television show for 9 years. He has a pretty successful real estate empire.
Yeah, he's had a comeback recently. He was pretty irrelevant for a long time for the
Yeah.
most part. But he's like
and his comeback is directly related to him being embroiled in conservative politics, you know, being directly like in line with like directly talking about the Trump museum. There's no way you're talking about the like pitching ideas for a Trump museum without being like biased towards one side a little. And I feel like a big disadvantage towards people with like real convictions and stuff is they can't like lie about being political. Like, you know, like you don't get people who are lying about being on like center when they're actually like left leaning, you know. You don't see stuff like that. It's always people lying about being center when they're right wing, you know.
Are you sure?
I've never heard someone like claim that they were more left than they actually are, except for like people who like Stalin, I guess, but I think that's sort of a different thing going on there.
Well, I thought you meant people. I thought you said people on left claiming to be center.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. So that would be people on the left claiming to be more right than they are.
Yeah. I guess that's what I mean. Yeah.
I feel like people. It just depends on who they're talking to, because a lot of people kind of change who they are a little bit depending on who they talk to. You know what I mean? So somebody who normally would be on leftist pages on the internet might have a conversation with somebody who leans right, and might be like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not really like that far left. Like I'm not, I kind of agree with you on this. That, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people do that kind of stuff.
That's true.
So I'm sure it happens. I wouldn't say. I mean, anybody who's being honest wouldn't do that in the first place. So, but yeah, I mean, some people are just dishonest in general, like that, about who they are, depending on who they talk to.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I want to give benefit of the doubt to the guy who lies about hitting his wife. Because that's, I mean, she claims in that one story that he's lying. So
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but the story he told, like I said before, the story he told the cops is already fucking terrible.
yeah,
Like,
which is not great.
It's already not looking good for you, bud.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hit her. I just put my hand over her mouth to shut her the fuck up. She was screaming and freaking out, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then, I pulled some of her hair out, but she was trying to jump out the window because she was so afraid of me.
Yeah. For some reason, she was scared, and not my fucking fault. She's crazy.
Fucking funny. I mean, not the thing, but like,
Yeah.
it's like him like trying to justify it and saying things that are still terrible. That's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious to me.